Hello, and welcome to The Porch with Elishea Barlow. Hi, I'm Elishea Barlow, author of The Porch, a place for enjoyment, conversation with people, reflection, and encouragement. Hi, this is Elishea from The Porch. I am here with Miss Billie Bowen. Miss Billie Bowen is a mother. She is a poet. She is an author, and she is president of SOUP. That is SOUP. And I am going to let her kind of say what that's about, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I kind of want to talk about who is Billie Bowen. Tell us about yourself a little bit, Miss Bowen.
Okay, Elishea. First of all, my name is Billie J. Bowen. I am the president of Society of Urban Poets, and that stands for, president of SOUP,
Okay.
SOUP, which stands for Society of Urban Poets. And we are a group of local poets who meet regularly at the Ralph Ellison Library in Northeast Oklahoma City to share our poetry with our local community. We've been established since 1992, and we hold open mic night at the Ralph Ellison Library each last Monday of the month at 7 o'clock p.m.
All right. So how did you get into this program, or is this something that you started, or who started this program?
Well, actually, the Society of Urban Poets was founded by Ronald E. Brownlee and established at the library with 4 people. That's myself, Billie J. Bowen, Miss Lynette Hodge, Miss O.C. Weaver, and Mr. Ronald Eugene Brownlee. And it has been in existence since 1992.
All right. Now, I know that you've probably been writing before 1992. So when did you start writing, and who or what encouraged you to start writing, and what encouraged your writing technique to be in poetry?
I've been writing poetry since the age of 13, and I had several people who encouraged me to write, starting with my grandmother, Mrs. Alberta Perry. I was born and raised in Atoka, Oklahoma, and as I said, I started writing at 13 and never felt like I had anything worthy of someone else reading until she kept encouraging me, kept encouraging me, and I've been writing ever since. I've had a journal or a book somewhere ever since.
I think about even when I was in school, particularly high school. I think that's when I kind of started writing. I remember some poems that I wrote in high school, and I guess it was English class
Mm-hmm.
that my English teacher had us to write. And eventually, when I got ready to graduate, I became the class poet, and I wrote our class poem. Now, I turned it in too late for it to get put in the yearbook, and I hate that, but I was able to read it during our class, our class program.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that a lot of children, a lot of young youth really start writing and kind of discovering themselves, or they allow that to be a part of their discovery in poems.
Mm-hmm.
Great, that's great. So you're the president of Urban Poets, and I was reading, I guess maybe a couple of weeks ago, that I guess every month you all select a poet of the month.
We this is something we have started recently. Our poet of the month this month is Mrs. Belinda Martin. She is a regular at open mic night, and she has amassed quite a following of people who, wherever she is reading or speaking, they're going to be there. And that's one reason we selected her as our poet of the month, because of her influence and how much people enjoy hearing her poetry. But we do have open mic night every last Monday of the month, and next month the poet of the month will be a soup poet.
Okay, so when you have these open mics, it doesn't matter if you are a part of the soup um, society or not. If you've written a poem and you want to share it with others, this is the night to come and just share your poetry, share your work. And you
Exactly.
don't have to be a part of the group.
That is correct. We encourage other poets in the community to come out and share their poetry with us. And also, open mic night, as I said, is held at Ralph Ellison Library at 7 o'clock p.m. on the last Monday of the month. And we have refreshments, and then we have a topic for discussion so that the audience can come in and uh, participate in the event.
Okay. All right then. Now, also, I want to kind of go back a little bit. We're talking about open mic, but I
Mhm.
want to kind of talk about when I first, not when I first met you, but when I was re-met you. My son, I saw in the newspaper that you all were you had a scholarship. And when my son was in school, I had him apply for every scholarship I could. And he won the scholarship. And we came to the banquet. And I think that was when I saw you. And I said, I know that lady. I know her from somewhere. And come to find out that I grew up in the church that you attended as well
Yes.
with your daughter. And at that time, you read a poem out of your book, and the name of your book, what's the name of your book? Black Soup.
Black
S-
Soup Bones, a
Yes.
memoir of an unfinished life.
Wow. Wow. And you read one of your poems, and I tell you, I love that poem, especially as we go into fall, because I think about it.
Mhm.
Um, if, Tell me the name of it again. It was the one about the candy.
I don't wait a minute. I get what I want on Halloween.
Yes. That poem, I tell you, when I read it, and especially when I've heard you read it, because I've heard you read it a couple of times, but I've read it on my own too when I've read your book. It just makes me smile, and it brings back memories of when I was growing up. But in particularly, it really it I kinda think of my mom,
Mhm.
because it's funny, and I think about things that, she would have said, and then I think about how you read it and some of your mannerisms. I love that poem,
Oh, I'm so
and I look
glad.
forward to reading it and, sharing it with others, especially around the, Halloween season. It's a fun poem. So, I kinda just wanted to mention that. And yes, we did. We grew up in church together. I was telling my
Mhm.
sister, I said, "Oh, I met Miss Bowen, and we just talked about your daughter, and you know, some things that you're a teacher. Is that correct? And my mom was a teacher as well, and so
I'm actually a school librarian at
like that.
Midwest City
Oh, so
Elementary
you work in the
School.
school system though.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So great. Now, so I mentioned the scholarship. There's a scholarship program, and then there's a banquet going on that you all have going on, or coming
Yes.
up soon.
In September, in fact, Sunday, September 18th, we will hold a Ronald E. Brownlee Scholarship Banquet at Oklahoma Christian University at 6 o'clock p.m. Our tickets are selling for $40 per person. That includes dinner and music and the enjoyment of the poetry from Society of Urban Poets. And the reason for that fundraiser is so that we can offer a scholarship to a worthy student. As you said, Elishea, your son Carvin received the last award, and we're very proud of that. We're very proud of Corbin as well.
Thank you.
So we are looking for other college students to apply for this scholarship. And to do so, they can call me or, and I would give my email address, but it's so terribly long. My number is 405-339-4844, and I would love for students to apply for this scholarship.
Mm.
And when we get together in September for the banquet, we will announce the winner there. And the winner of the scholarship award will be present to read their winning poem.
Oh, wow. Yes. That was very exciting. Very exciting. And the banquet that we attended when Corvin won was very nice. very
Thank
nice and
you.
enjoyable. And even when you all have your other programs, you've had like anniversary programs that I've attended. They've
Mhm.
always been very nice. The band that you have, do you always use the same band?
No, but this year we are using the same band. It's Joy Parker and his ensemble. Now, the name of that band has changed recently because I'm not really sure what the name changed to, I don't want to use that one.
Uh,
But it is Joy Parker and his ensemble, and they are awesome.
Okay.
They are awesome.
Well, I know the other band that you all have had in the past. I've
Mhm.
truly enjoyed
That
listening
was
to them.
him.
Oh, was that him?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, very good, very good. I enjoy listening to music, um, and it's it's just one of my things. So
Mhm.
I look forward to it. So I've already have that marked down on my calendar, September 18th, to attend the banquet. So if all goes
Yes.
well, nothing happens, I intend to be there.
Thank
So
you, Elishea.
yes,
We we'll be glad to have you, and we appreciate your support as always.
great.
And could I take a moment to mention that our guest speaker is Reverend Dr. Gilbert Oliver, and he's a member of the Society of Urban Poets. And I think people are going to be pleased to hear what Dr. Oliver has to say at the banquet. He is our featured person. He's our keynote speaker
All
for the
right,
evening.
great, great. So at the program, so you said that the student who wins the scholarship, he'll be reading or she'll be reading their poem, but will
Hmm.
there be other readings of poems? Will members be sharing their poetry at this time?
Absolutely. Society of Urban Poets will be there and sharing their poetry. And since you mentioned I Get What I Want on Halloween, I will be reading that particular poem.
Oh, great, great, great. Now, so I know that you've written that book. Do you have any other books that you've written, or is there any other books in the future uh, for you?
Society of Urban Poets as a whole has a volume of poetry entitled These Words, where all of the soup poets have poetry in that particular book.
Oh,
But right now, of course, I continue to write, but I don't have a book in the works as of yet.
okay.
The only one I do have is the one I mentioned earlier, Black Soup Bones.
All right, all right. I like that book. I like the way it looks, and I like the way it feels. I don't know, the cover feels. I'm kind of
It is a
attached.
unique cover.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I've said, is it me or does this book actually have a type of texture to it? So that's great.
And
That's
if I could, I would like to mention that it is available through me or the Full Circle Bookstore, as well as
great.
Asa Boutique at 50 Penn Place.
Okay.
So if anyone is interested in purchasing a book from me or any of the soup members who have books available for purchase, just give me a call at the number I provided, 405-339-4844.
Now, many of the members of Soup, because I know some of them,
Mhm.
do have books. They are published authors.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Miss Lynette Hodge, Mr. Johnny L. Swanson, and Mr. Alan Washington, as well as Danita Callens, all have books that are published
Great, great.
and available for sale.
Okay. And like you said, that your book for sure is at Full Circle.
Uh-huh.
Are some of the other books at Full Circle or some of the other bookstores that you know of?
Absolutely. Um, Miss Lynette Hodge, her book is also at Asa Boutique.
Okay. Now that is spelled, so if someone wants to look that up,
Hmm.
ASA.
That is correct.
Okay. And that's in 50 Penn Place. I
Yes.
went there. You all were having a book signing a couple of weeks ago,
Hmm.
and it's a nice, very nice boutique. I had never heard of it before, so I'm glad that you all had it there. So, I told the owner that I plan on coming back. She has some
Yes.
nice, interesting items.
She has a wonderful array of items, including not just books, but paintings and paraphernalia, paraphernalia like sunglasses, and she even has some food items and clothing. She has a wide variety of things for sale, and it's a wonderful boutique, kind of kitschy.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is. Well, um, I wanted to ask you something else. Now, you said that you got started writing when you were age 13.
Hmm.
Um, when you and you're a librarian, so I know that you're now. What age are the students are that come to your library? The school, is this a high school or elementary school? I'm not familiar.
It is an elementary school, and it goes from K through 5.
Okay,
Hmm.
so you interact with a lot of children. You got a lot of youth,
I do.
and when they're in the library, what are they looking? How do you encourage them to write as a librarian? Are they coming to you with their ideas, or what happens there?
And mostly for my part, the students come in and we read to them. We do this on a daily basis. And then we allow them to check out books from the library that they will take with them to their classroom and home, and their parents help them to read or whatever. But we try to provide books that they will be interested in to promote the learning of
Okay.
reading and that reading ability.
Okay. Now, do you do any writing with them? To encourage writing?
I do not.
Okay.
We follow a particular curriculum, and
Okay.
it is not writing is not included in that.
Okay. I know that there's a lot of things going on in regards to libraries now, and we won't talk about all that, but yeah.
It is a fun job, and the most fun is just seeing those little faces light up when they come into the library.
Great, great, great. Miss Bowen, I appreciate you coming and speaking with me in regards to um, writing your book and the upcoming banquet for soup. I'm glad that I was looking for scholarships and came across that. I have
So
found
am
that
I.
yes, yes, and I often tell people or tell kids, you know, there are so many scholarships out there. You just got to get involved. And you got to apply. You
Exactly.
got to apply, and soup is one of the scholarships that is local. Um, it's provided by people here, and I mean it's just right. Everybody, I always say everybody has a story, and if you
Yes.
want to put your story in a poem, put it in a poem. And now the scholarship, is it just for college students, or can high school students who are getting ready to enter into college
The
apply,
scholarship is aimed towards students who are already in
or
college
already in college?
to help them and promote their college experience.
Okay. All right, then. And so that's great. That's wonderful. So I appreciate the opportunity of sharing your information. I hope that other people hear this and take advantage of the opportunity and support the banquet and the fundraiser. Again, it is always the ones that I've gone to have always been very enlightening and very interesting and enjoyable.
Thank you, Alicia.
All right.
And again, thank you for this opportunity for me to share the information with the community. And may I also mention that at the end of the year, we hold a uh, annual poetry recital. This year it's going to be at the Myriad Botanical Gardens, December 18th at 6 o'clock p.m. And there will be more information about that forthcoming.
Okay, okay. So, but I know that you said there's going to be more information, but I want to ask. So, what does
Uh-huh.
what does that kind of entail? What happens there?
This is an opportunity for poets from around our community to come together and share their poetry. And we do this once a year. We invite poets to come in, and Soup will be there sharing our poetry also. But we'll have refreshments and we'll have poetry. There will be paintings, and it's such a beautiful surrounding.
Mm.
And of course, it is free to the public, and we like to do this just as to support our community.
Okay, great, great. Well, I'll look forward to that as well. And that's a good time for if someone is wanting to buy books for Christmas, right
Absolutely.
around the holiday there. You know.
And we take into account that this is December is the time of year when we have visitors from out of town,
Mhm.
and quite often they end up, families will bring their visitors out to the annual poetry recital. So we end up having people from all over the U.S. who
Yeah.
come and enjoy.
Well, it's at the Botanical Gardens. It's a beautiful
Yes.
place to have it.
It really is.
Great. Well, I thank you again.
Thank
Again.
you, Elishea.
All right. This is Miss Billie Bowen, president of SOUP, Society of Urban Poets.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for listening and joining me on the porch. Remember to take time to reflect, share memories, and engage with others on your porch. And I'll meet you here next time on The Porch, your podcast for community conversations. Brought to you by the Possibilities Podcast platform.